Alrighty guys, so as we know, I am currently going through and completing every single Call of Duty Platinum. And in today's video, we are going for the Platinum Trophy in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was released in 2022 and is the sequel to the reinvigorated Modern Warfare from 2019. Now I honestly have nothing to say about this game except for the fact that it absolutely sucks. Now I'm actually probably exaggerating that a little bit, as this game wasn't truly terrible. I did enjoy the multiplayer aspect of this game, but the campaign was honestly just so glitchy and frustrating, and let's not even start about Warzone 2.0. What I find absolutely crazy though is thinking that Modern Warfare 2, that was released all the way back in 2009, is honestly such a better game than what this was, and they were released nearly 13 years apart. Let's also not forget that this game was also touted as having a 2-year cycle period, but due to the absolute flop of Warzone 2.0, they decided to release the DLC of Modern Warfare 3. I honestly feel like this is where the Call of Duty franchise has hit their demise, and from here the game just hasn't been able to recover to the standards that it once set so long ago. Now in regards to the Platinum Trophy for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, we have a total of 25 trophies to collect, and it is rated at a 5 out of 10 for difficulty, requires 1 playthrough, and will take approximately 15 hours to complete. Now just like all of the previous COD entries that we've done, Stage 1 is composed of completing the campaign on Veteran difficulty and then getting any trophies that come along with that. Stage 2 is then cleaning up any of the remaining trophies on Recruit difficulty that we didn't get in our first playthrough, and then Stage 3 is for completing all of the Spec Ops missions and the associated trophies with them. Now the only annoying thing about this Platinum Trophy is that the Spec Ops missions do need to be completed with another player. Considering the Spec Ops missions are pretty ordinary and there really isn't anything exciting about it, the servers are absolutely dead. And then to make matters worse, you can complete this on split screen. However, the split screen profile needs to have an online profile, otherwise you cannot start a game. So if you're going to go for this Platinum Trophy, I highly suggest that you get a friend or someone that you know that has completed the Spec Ops before so you can pop these trophies. So let's get into our Platinum Trophy journey. So our first main mission is Strike, and this drops us straight into the heart of Modern Warfare. This is the shortest mission in the entire game, and we are reintroduced to the legend Ghost. In this mission, we are surveying an arms deal between Iran and Russia, and we have to take out General Ghobrani. After positively identifying General Ghobrani, we are then introduced to Phil Graves and the Shadow Company, and then a missile is launched and takes out the entire armed deal. We got there.
Fucking hell. Direct. Target destroyed.
Now this was one of the coldest introductions to a Call of Duty video game that I have ever seen. However, several months later, Ghobrani's second in command, Hassan Zayani, wants revenge for the death of his general. Intelligence from the United States places Hassan Zayani at Al-Mazrah, where they believe he may be planning some form of retaliation. This then leads us into the second mission of the game, Kill or Capture, where Soap and Ghost lead Alpha and Bravo teams in to try to capture Hassan Zayani. As the two teams are pushing towards the compound, Alpha team's helicopter is shot down, and now this mission not only becomes an extraction, but a rescue mission. After successfully clearing out the compound, we find that Hassan has escaped, and now the mission solely focuses on retrieving Alpha team. With the crash site secured, we then have to fight off against waves and waves of Hassan's forces as they try to ambush us. Holy shit, man.
Fuck! Get your gun up!
After fighting off the waves of enemies, armoured vehicles then approach the crash site and Soap calls in air support. And in typical Call of Duty fashion, air support arrives just in time and we survive the attack and can then advance onto the main compound. Now a lot of the newer Call of Duty campaigns are pretty easy and straightforward on Veteran difficulty. However, this is where we get introduced to just how tough Veteran can be.
Whoever they're defending is fucking dead.
Wow. Alright now. Don't you... How am I dying, man? Like, they're literally getting absolutely peppered by a helicopter. I do not understand how I'm dying there. So yes, I did die 5 times just trying to run through a field, which was actually kind of embarrassing, but we finally made it to the compound, and here we searched room by room for Hassan Zayani. Now, cause things can't exactly go according to plan, we find some intel and Hassan has disappeared. However, we find a warehouse with a stolen United States military missile.
This is Watcher 1, send traffic.
Laswell, this is Ghost. We got something.
Tell me you found Hassan.
Ghost. Take a look at this.
The intelligence shows us that Hassan plans to attack the United States with the missiles, and this then leads into our next mission, Wet Work, where we return to Captain Price and Kyle Garrick, and we are trying to infiltrate an AQ boat in Amsterdam and find more intel on the location of the missiles. Now in this mission, you can get 2 missable trophies. The first trophy is Crocodile, and that is for shooting 3 enemies while underwater in Wet Work. And the second one is Nessie for reaching the barge without being seen in Wet Work. Now at the very start of the level, after you kill this first enemy on the pier, if you swim down to the bottom of the ocean, they will have dropped a silenced pistol, and that way you can stack these 2 trophies together without having to restart the mission. Crocodile, there we go. I'm hopeful, yeah, Nessie, there we go. Price and Garrick board the boat, however establish that the Mexican cartel and AQ are communicating and working together. They find a phone on one of the bodies inside the boat, and this gives the location of a meeting point in 1 hour's time. Our next mission is Tradecraft, and nothing really happens in this mission, and we actually don't do anything except intercept the cartel members while they're at the meeting.
Get him in.
Nice work.
You too.
We need to find where they're moving Hassan and intercept him.
Yeah, we'll wake him up. Have a little chat.
Our next main mission is Borderline, and after questioning the Mexican cartel member, we find out that Hassan is moving across the Mexican and US border. Here we are introduced to Alejandro, a Mexican Special Forces agent, and we chase Hassan over the border and into the surrounding town. We trap Hassan in a safe house, however he escapes through the help of the cartel, and we see an image that shows something crossing the Atlantic.
You're a terrorist, pendejo.
Pendejo.
I'm a soldier, and I am here to fight.
This then leads into the next main mission, Cartel Protection, where the group teams up with Alejandro and the Mexican Special Forces and try to track down Hassan, who is apparently hiding in a cartel safe house. The safe house is empty and Hassan appears to be 1 step ahead, and then the group is ambushed by the Mexican army. The ambush leads us on an epic chase through the Mexican hills, and then after running out of cliff face, we then must make a leap of faith with Alejandro in order to survive. As the river then begins to drive up, we are stranded behind a rock, however Phil Graves from Shadow Company bombs the bombardment and saves us.
07, good shots. Try for effect.
Nice, Graves, the big man. With the group safe, Graves then gives them the location of Hassan, and together in the car they load up to capture him. Bro, I've got to download it again, man. I'm going to do the Black Ops game. Our next main mission is Close Air, and here we take over the AC-130 that Philip Graves is in and provide cover for Ghost and the team below. This is very much a typical vehicle Call of Duty style mission, and all you do is just destroy a whole heap of enemies and protect the group and get Hassan. Now, even though the group captured Hassan, they have to let him go as Mexico is currently not at war with Iran, and therefore Hassan is a hostage. Killing Hassan would be considered an act of war, however intel from his phone gets a ping off the coast of Spain, and this leads us to our next mission. Our next main mission is Recon by Fire, and here we are trying to stealthily infiltrate the Spanish base. Now this mission is just basically a rip-off of All Gillied Up from COD 4, however we do have the chance to earn 1 missable trophy here. Now this is the Nobody Was There trophy, and that is for never triggering the alarm in this entire mission. Now this is super easy and straightforward. Basically all you have to do is take out all of the enemies in the base without alerting them, and you can reset at the checkpoint if you get it wrong. Wait, what? Yeah, nobody was there. I was gonna say. At the end of the base, Captain Price and Kyle find a submarine and an area where the cartel have been exporting goods and potentially a missile. Laswell is however ambushed by other cartel members on a boat and is captured. Our next main mission is Violence and Timing, and here with the help of Farah, we execute a full-on rescue operation to save Laswell. Now, besides this cool little action scene where you hang upside down and get to kill a whole heap of enemies, this is probably the most boring mission of the game, and all you do is jump from car to car and try to get to the front of the line in order to save Laswell. Now, as you are making your way to the front of the line to save Laswell, you can earn the missable trophy Test Drive for driving 5 different vehicle types in this mission. Alright, there we go, Test Drive. Not only is this mission extremely boring, there is a ridiculous part here at the end where you have 2 juggernauts run at you who instantly kill you on veteran difficulty, and it is so frustrating. Dude, I remember this. There's 2 guys that come running up. The 2 juggernauts are the very last push, and once you get through them, you then rescue Laswell. Laswell, what a legend she is. Let's go! Our next mission is El Sinombre, and here we return to play as Soap as he tries to infiltrate a Mexican cartel and find the Lieutenant El Sinombre. Now, not much happens in this mission except for getting questioned a whole heap, stealthily sneaking around the base, but with the help of Alejandro and then Philip Graves, we capture Valeria, who is El Sinombre. That's so annoying.
El Sinombre.
Llamo Valeria.
Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding. Estoy en todas partes, soldado.
After interrogating Valeria, she gives us a location of an oil rig where we believe a missile is being stored, and this leads us to the next mission, Dark Water. Now, as you board the oil rig, here you can earn 2 missable trophies. The first one is Daredevil, which you can earn right here in this room, and that is for killing 2 enemies while affected by a flashbang. There we go, Daredevil.
Coming out.
And then the second one is just afterwards. As you are going up this stairs, you can earn the trophy, A Crappy Way to Die, for killing the enemy while they are in the porta potty. A crappy way to die. There it is. As we find the missile container, we realise that it is empty, and then we need to make a mad scramble to the ship to try to stop the launch. Now, on veteran difficulty, this part of the mission on the ship absolutely sucks, as you die instantly when getting hit by one of the containers, but you also die instantly when enemies shoot you. I died 20 times just in this segment, but we eventually arrived in the control room of the ship and then disabled the missile.
Missile away.
After finishing this mission, the group return back to the Mexican base, and then Philip Graves turns on Task Force 141. This then leads into our next mission alone, where we play as Soap, who is injured and must sneak his way through Shadow Company and Philip Graves and find Ghost. Now, in this mission, we are introduced to the crafting mechanics of the game, and Soap must find as many resources as possible as he can in order to help him survive. In this mission, you also get to earn the missable trophy Gunless, which is for finishing this mission without firing a gun. Now, this trophy is actually really easy, even on veteran difficulty. The only hard part is this very last bit where you need to run hell for leather from the church to the car, and honestly, I'd just advise baking a whole heap of Molotovs and smoke grenades so then you can run and get away from all of Shadow Company. Please tell me we made it. Yes, Gunless. Woo.
All right, Johnny.
Our next main mission is Prison Break, and here Soap, Ghost and Rodolfo organise a extraction mission to save Alejandro. Now, I have absolutely no idea why, but from this point onwards, the game just sucked. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on. I might leave this trophy for, Recruit, to be honest. The game just didn't really play smoothly, and I feel like all the enemies got an absolute massive buff, and it was just so frustrating to die time after time. Rah, man. Okay. Dude, where the fuck do I just get instantly killed from? Holy shit. Dude, where am I getting shot from? Like, where do I just get shot from? I do not understand. Physically, do not understand where I'm getting shot from. So yes, I did die around 20 or 30 times in this level just to try to save Rodolfo, but we did eventually extract and completed the mission. Our next mission is Hindsight, and this is a short flashback mission that shows us the story of how the Russians intercepted the American missiles. Whoa.
The Russians executed the entire squad and got a hold of Shadow's comms.
Shadow's comms up. Our next main mission is Ghost Team, and here the group are going to take the Mexican base back from Philip Graves and kill him. And let's just say this mission ran pretty smoothly. Whoa, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Yo, what the hell? Please don't tell me it's gonna stay like this for the whole game. Yeah, let me just die and like reset. What the hell is going on here? Now the visual glitch fixed itself once we got out of the bunker and into the main buildings, and here I popped my next missable trophy, Wall of Duty, for killing 3 enemies with the riot shield. Wall of Duty. And so after capturing the very last building, we jump the wall and Graves has entered in a tank and we need to destroy it. This is honestly so much easier than what it looks like, and as the penultimate mission of the campaign, I thought it was a bit of a disappointment, and killing Graves this way just really didn't satisfy me after everything he had done to Task 141. And so our final mission was Countdown, and after investigating the base, we found more intel that showed that Hassan was in Chicago and was planning to launch his missile from there. Now at the very start of this mission, you will rappel down the side of a building, and here is where you can get the Must Be the Win trophy, which is for rescuing all the hostages without any enemies firing their weapons. Okay, must be the win. Now I honestly have absolutely nothing to say about this last mission other than the fact that it completely sucked. I honestly thought the previous Call of Duty games were so good in that the final mission was just full of absolute action shots and then you eventually kill the bad guy. Instead, for some reason in this stupid game, you have to find a missile case, disable the missile, and then walk around crafting stuff and then try to kill Hassan. I honestly didn't enjoy it and felt like it was such an anticlimax to how this game was ending, and I felt like it could have just been done so much better. So after finishing the campaign, I was pretty disappointed with the game overall, and I had 7 trophies left to get from the campaign. Now these are all pretty straightforward, and if you just put the game on recruit difficulty, you should get it done first go, and then we can then move on to our co-op section.
Good to see you in one piece.
Keeping this
Take the grenade launcher.
Ghost in training. Don't touch the deck in dark. Gentleman thief.
4 lads to give us chase.
Oh, no time to lose. Backpack guy. Practice makes perfect. So with the campaign trophies all out of the way, our next stage to complete was the Spec Ops. Now I want to give a shout out to longtime subscriber Optimal Ace, who helped me out with all of the co-op missions. Now the hardest co-op mission is low profile, and this is because you need to complete it without alerting any enemies at all. Now Ace and I tried to get this done first go, but we failed absolutely horribly. However, after completing the mission, we popped our next trophy for getting 1 star in any co-op mission. Only the beginning. We decided that we would leave low profile to last and moved on to the Defender mission at Mount Zaya. Now this mission is the easiest one out of all the Spec Ops missions, and if you just buy a whole heap of sentry guns and place them at the bomb site, you should have no issue getting through this, and Ace and I got it done first go. Kings of the Mountain. Now the next mission we moved on to was Denied Area, and here we had to infiltrate a whole heap of enemy bases and blow up missiles. Now, Ace won't mind me saying this, but this is where he started to really struggle and I had to pick him up and carry him for a majority of this mission. We eventually settled on a tactic that he would sit in a building and shoot all of the enemies surrounding me, and then I would slowly work my way in and blow up each missile. The biggest issue with this mission is that it needs to be done in 15 minutes. However, you have such a long way to travel between each missile, and you are then relentlessly pursued by cars and helicopters, and if you aren't working as a team, it is just so difficult to do. But after around 20 attempts, we finally got this mission done and popped our next trophy. Hell Ride. Now, scattered throughout each Spec Ops mission is a bunch of intel, and after you collect 20 pieces, you will then pop your next trophy.
Moving here, covering your
Now, the servers for Modern Warfare 2022 Spec Ops is pretty much dead, and at this stage Ace had to get off, and so I decided just to sit in a lobby and see if anyone would join. Fortunately for me, literally within 10 minutes I had a random join, and we completed low profile and got the 3-star trophy.
Sure, mission accomplished.
target down.
Night fight. And then to just show how lucky I was, I then joined another random game, and together with no microphone, we completed low profile without alerting anyone at all, and I popped my next platinum trophy.
Good work.
Going dark.
Keep it up.
Complete low profile without triggering any alarms. We are RTB.
Let's not celebrate just yet. We still gotta.
And so with that, I popped my next platinum trophy, and honestly, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2022 was probably the most disappointing Call of Duty Platinum that I've gotten so far in this series. As always guys, thank you for watching the video, and if you could please leave a like and comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I will see you guys all in the next one.